The Torah tells us in Parshas Vayeilech about the mitzvah of Hakhel. Moshe commands the people, saying, "Miketz sheva shanim, b'moed shnas hashmita," at the end of 7 years, at the time of Shemitah, b'chag Sukkos, when it is Sukkos, then b'vo kol Yisrael eros es pnei Hashem Elokecha v'malkom Hashem b'char. People are going to be Olu l'regel. They're going to go up to the Beis Hamikdash in celebration of the Yom Tov as is required. We go to the Beis Hamikdash for the l'regel. At that moment, Tikras HaTorah Zos neged kol Yisrael b'oznehem. You should read over the entirety of the Torah, not the entirety of the Torah. You should read over the Torah in front of their ears. So the question is, what exactly is this mitzvah? What is the mitzvah of Hakhel? What are we reading? Rashi says, HaMelech hayakore mitchila ila devarim, that he would read from the beginning of Sefer Devarim, and until exactly where would he go? So the Gemara says, until Ratzov Parshas Shema Yisrael, then he would skip, then he would Vayom Shemo, then Aser Taser, Kisechaleh, to the Brachos Neklalos, and he would read for a good part of Sefer Devarim. The next pasuk says, Hakhel es'am hanoshim ataf v'gerchoshe v'sharecha. You should gather all the people. And much has been said about gathering all the people. Why are the women and children coming? Why are the children coming? They can't even understand. The Gemara tells us, Chazal tell us, you see that those who bring those, even if they don't understand but are involved in the mitzvah, get schar. It's a beautiful idea. L'man yishmu, so that they should hear. L'man yilmadu v'yaru Hashem Elokechem v'shamru lasos. It's called Torah Zos, and then they're going to know everything that it says in the Torah. Beautiful psukim. But if you zoom out for a second, there's something which seems a bit surprising. The psukim seem to be out of order. If I was writing these psukim, then I would say at this appointed time, people would come to the Chag Sukkos to Shalayim. Hakhel, I would gather all of the people together, Hanoshim, Vanoshim, Ratav, and then Tikras HaTorah Zos, neged kol Yisrael. Once I give all the instructions of what the gathering is to look like, then I would tell you, what does the king do at that time? He reads from the Torah. And yet first the Torah says, Bevo kol Yisrael, then Tikras HaTorah Zos, and then Hakhel es'am. I would think that you'd say, gather the people first. The people need to be present in order to be able to hear these psukim, these parshios of the Torah. So what exactly is the Torah trying to convey? So sort of Druk in Sefer Lavos Eish suggests, based on something that the Chidushei Harim says elsewhere, as follows. So the point that the Torah is trying to make is that what Hakhel is about bringing together the people as one. And one might have thought that bringing everybody together as one, gather the people together, is simply a commandment of bring all the individuals to one place. And if that was the case, it was simply part of the instructions, then it would be appropriate to have that in advance of the Torah that is being read. But what he explains is that part of what the Melech has to explain to the people is Hakhel es'am. Meaning being able to gather everybody together so that there's real achdus is not just come to this place. It is something that we actually have to do. It is something that we actually have to learn. It is part of the instructions of what that moment is about. So the Torah goes out of its way. Yes, practically speaking, it is something that we need to do. We need to gather all of the people together. But fundamentally, that is insufficient. If we want it to be that we are going to achieve achdus, then the only way to achieve achdus is by making sure that we actively try to bring people together. Having many individuals together in one spot does not mean that we are one. It's the way that the Chazal understood the idea of a korban of the tzibur. A korban of the tzibur is not a korban of many, many individuals. It is a different type of korban because the tzibur is one metaphysical unit. And what the Torah is trying to remind us here is that if we want to become, and if we are trying to become that metaphysical unit of Klal Yisrael, of one, that requires effort. And therefore, part of what the Melech has to relate is not just what the Torah says, but also Hakhel es'am. Bring everybody together. Find ways to bridge those gaps between people, because it's those gaps that exist in society that hold us back from being one. So what the Torah is telling us here is very deep. It's not just about showing up, but it's about making sure that we show up knowing that we have a job, knowing that we have a task to unite the people, to unite the nation. Because when we are united, when we are Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged ahar ki ish echad belev echad, then we're unstoppable. So we take the mitzvos of the Torah and we take the idea of our achdus, then we stand in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then certainly the L'man Yishmu, L'man Yilmadu, all of the laws of the Torah will penetrate us and will be Zocha Lasos as Kol Divrei Torah Zos, to fulfill all of the words of the Torah.